power outages here in the Magic City yesterday make a little havoc for the police department at all?
Yeah, a little bit. We lost power right on the west end. I think the biggest problem for us is, of course, that knocks out the traffic lights. And when you start hitting rush hour, especially, anymore, it's always rush hour out on some of the bigger streets. If you don't get a flashing traffic signal and it's dark all directions, some people forget or ignore what the protocol is for that, and basically is you treat it as a four-way stop. And it becomes rather challenging when that four-way stop involves 2 or 3 lanes going each direction. But to my knowledge, we got through it okay without any major problems, and up and running in a couple hours.
Let's talk about the disappearance. Laura Johnson arrest was made yesterday. A gentleman by the name of Gregg Green. He was arrested in Henderson, Nevada, on a warrant charging him with deliberate homicide. Let's talk about that, and how can that charge be levied when there's no body yet?
Well, I think this goes to the tenacity and the dedication of our detective division, and working very hard since the initial complaint of the missing person came in. So meticulous gathering of evidence, and then of course circumstantial, tying timelines together. Obviously, that there's some video evidence. We have tracker information. Then we just got back some stuff from the lab, which kind of ties those circumstances together. And so, ultimately what our job is to go find the facts, put it together in something that we believe that County Attorney Scott Twido can prosecute, and he agreed. And so that's exactly what happened, is that based on the evidence that we were able to attain circumstantially and from working the crime scene and talking to witnesses, that he believes that he can successfully prosecute that. So warrant was issued, and we went down and got him the other day.
This happened, back in September?
Yeah, September of 18. And so that just goes to show you that, it's never over until it's over. And this even goes back to some of Sheriff Linder's cold cases that he's working on. I mean, he solved one from 45 years ago, and we're a few months out from that. But, the ability to apply some of the forensic stuff now has really been a game changer for us. And, I think that was part of the case here. As indicated, we found some of the victim's blood on that pickup truck, or on a vehicle. So we're very, very pleased we can start down the process of getting justice for the Johnson family.
You talk about that cold case that was solved just recently, back about 45 years. I heard the rumor that Dr. Oz is going to do a segment on that.
Yeah, Sheriff Linder was talking about that, and I asked him if he was going to do an in-person, and he thought it was going to be more of a Skype type situation. But he confirmed that for me the other day. So yeah, look for that in an upcoming segment.
People said, does Dr. Oz do stuff like that? I think, for better terminology, a lot of these, bad cases, everything, I think he has a segment on Tuesday. State legislature, just 8 days away, that DUI law to kind of tighten them up a little bit did not pass. A little disappointed in that?
Yeah, absolutely. I know Attorney General Tim Fox and his staff worked very hard on that, and it really it just boggles my mind year in and year out, I should say, session in and session out, that we continue to have trouble with getting stiffer laws for the DUI. And then secondarily is the seatbelt thing. When you look at all of our fatal accidents and the things that go on across the state, those two things are common. You don't have a seatbelt on and drinking is involved, and usually it's people that have multiple offenses. So I just get very, very discouraged with that time and time again, because we're dealing with the same problem. But we'll keep working on it, and enforcement's going to keep doing their thing, and with the tools available, and we'll go from there.
So what do you think the problem with the legislature is, that they keep knocking this down?
Well, as far as the seatbelt thing, specifically, it's the personal freedom. They're figuring that person has the right to do what they want to do, and in most cases that's the case. But the thing that gets missed is that when the person doesn't wear the seatbelt and ends up in an accident and seriously injured or killed, the effect on everybody else and the cost. I mean, you have thousands and thousands of dollars involved in the investigation. If you have a correlated death with that, you've got trials, you've got civil lawsuits, you got all that, and a lot of this stuff can be avoided with a seatbelt. Very, very simple. I'm not quite sure what the DUI thing. That one I really don't have a good answer for. It makes perfect sense to me that we attack the people that are causing the problems, and those are the ones that have the 5, 6, and 7 DUIs that don't seem to get it and put the public at risk. And so we'll keep after it, and unfortunately it won't be for a couple more years before we can get to it again, but that's the way our system's set up.
Yeah, Billings Police Department is really good. You guys do a great job on social media. But then a thing that came down about 17 hours ago shows this one guy, I think he's in a casino or anything. It's in reference to case number 19-24943. What's that one all about?
I haven't seen it yet. Probably it's going to be a theft or possibly a robbery of some sort. But generally that's what we're trying to do, is if we have any pictures that we can release, we're going to get that out there as quickly as possible. See if anybody knows who that is. The robbery that we had a couple weeks ago, prime example of that. Once that picture went public, we had him identified very quickly and arrested. So that's really what the purpose is, and I just don't know what the circumstances are of the one you're referring to.
I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, where it just seemed like just a slew of casino robberies. Is that on track this year to be just as bad as last year or the year before?
I don't think so. We haven't had a bunch of those, a few sporadic ones, and we had a group of individuals, or at least a couple of them, that were responsible for that flurry last year and did get them identified and arrested. So knock on wood, we don't have that happen again, and the ones that we do are relatively sporadic, and we get them identified. The one thing, Scott, that I think has been a big help of late is that the casinos, especially during the nighttime hours, have gone to a buzz-in system for their doors.
Oh, okay.
And so they basically have the opportunity to, see who wants to come in. A lot of times they're known patrons, and other times they're just ensuring that they don't come in with a hoodie, sweatshirt covering their face. And that's what was happening before, is that people would come in with a hooded sweatshirt on and stick a gun in their face and rob the place, and they had no idea who it was or no time to react. And so the buzz-in system, and there's some debate whether it's good or not, I think has deterred some of that a little bit, because they're requiring people to take the hood off so they can see who they are. Once you do that, we got a picture, and we got something to work with if there's a problem.
This one picture has your name written all over it on Facebook. It's a nice little green, lush backyard with some flowers and one of the canines with bunny ears. Oh,
yeah. I'm very, very good at doing that type of work. I think you're well aware of that. So thanks for the shout out there.
And of course, you had a guy retire after some 30 years in the Billings Police Department, Lieutenant Mark Cady. Let's talk about that and who's filling his slot.
Yeah, Mark retired 30 years with the PD, 31 all total. He came to us from another sheriff's department way back when, but just an outstanding public servant over the years. Spent numerous years in the patrol division. Did our communities. He was a public losing my train of thought. A public relations officer and a recruiting officer. Spent some time in detectives. Just all around talent. I think what he really excelled in, and what we're going to miss over the years, is his ability to coordinate logistics for special events. He was largely responsible for coordinating with Secret Service, for example, when all of our dignitaries came into town. So anytime you saw any vehicle movement or motorcades, he was the one responsible for that, and just did a great job. But after 30 years, on to another part of his life, and we wish him well. He leaves us with Lieutenant Riley Finnegan. He has, he's probably in that 10, 15-year range, and came to us out of the street crimes unit. So he has some investigations and patrol work, and again, just a great asset for us. We're also able to promote a sergeant, which is Tina Hoger. Tina is the second female sergeant in the police department history. I've had the privilege to promote both of them, and with Rhonda Fox being the first. And she'll do an excellent job. She's been a patrol officer in some specialized positions. So very excited for the future, and on Mark's situation, did a great job. Wish him well.